What is going on, YouTube world, or I guess wherever you're watching this video? But today we're going to go over 15 reasons why a business should use Air.Ai calling. And the first and probably most important is going to be cost efficiency, right? And when it comes to cost efficiency, that means a number of different things. So that means employee costs, that means turnover, that means hiring, that means recruiting, that means um, uh, being open 24/7 while not having to pay for someone working 24/7. I mean, the list goes on from a cost efficiency standpoint, but cost efficiency is the reason why AI exists, right? And just on the AI calling aspect of it, the amount of applications that you can use with this is endless. It really is. And from a 24/7 customer support standpoint, how much does it cost to have someone manning the phones 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And guess what? You may not even be a business that may need 24-hour customer support, or so you think. And what I mean by that is, let's take a number of different businesses. So, for example, HVAC, right? In case there is an emergency line and you need someone to be, scheduled out to go look at some, particular issue that's happening in someone's house, AI calling can absolutely send out that request and get that tech out to that house, wherever it is. CBD shops. So let's say, for example, that you have some sort of online ordering system and someone calls in and says, hey, I'm out. I know I'm like an hour late for your close or for your closing time. Can I still order? Right. And then have the order over the phone, maybe ship it out to them or have like a pickup ready for the next day, whatever the case may be. There's so many different ways that 24-hour support can be used. It's not just a customer complaint issue, but for ordering, for everything. And you're actually opening up time for your customer to be more, I guess, I wouldn't necessarily say aware, but I would say more or less. Essentially, you're allowing the customer to do business with you on their own terms. So you have cost efficiency, 24-hour support. Those are the top two that we've seen work for companies, especially within our business, right? What we do, we're an air agency, and this is what we do for clients every single day. And I think this kind of ties into the next one, ties into customer support, is the enhanced response time. So from a support perspective, the average time on the phone to wait for someone to answer a question is about 12 minutes. And no one likes waiting on the phone. No one likes talking to an automated system where they're screaming customer support or customer service rep or real person. They just keep screaming real person into the phone until they finally get a real person on the phone, right? That's the benefit of true conversational AI. That is why Air.Ai is so cool, because it is actually true conversational AI. This isn't your, hey, press one for this, press two for this, or let's say it's set up on a track and someone asks a question and it goes off track. The AI messes up. That's not the case with Air.Ai. It'll actually answer or acknowledge what the person said and bring it back on track to make sure that conversation runs smoothly. And so, from an enhanced response time perspective, which ties into customer support, I think those are the top three, the most reason why people are using this, and and also taking inbound calls at scale. So we have a client that is in the radio space. They do a lot of radio ads. They do a lot of phone ads, right? And, or I'm sorry, not phone ads, radio and television ads. And they drive inbound phone traffic to specific reps that are working for their company. The issue is, the reason why they're not spending more money on ads is because they can't find people fast enough and trained up fast enough, even when they do find them, in order to even spend more money on ads to get more clients into their business. And so it's a real constraint that companies are having in this regard. And AI takes care of all of that. It's amazing how you can essentially have 100,000 call reps at a moment's notice, and then scale up or scale down as needed, which is really cool. And being able to spot trends within your customers themselves. So being able to see the different products, services, and marketing strategies, ensuring that you're effectively meeting the needs of your clients. That is absolutely massive. And I think a reason why this isn't really looked at that often is because people just aren't consistent with it. And I think what I see is happening is AI is truly going to revolutionize the way customer support is being done, even just sales in general, just because of how consistent AI is going to be. I know just from working in sales, right, having all of these things that I have to juggle, right, without having to drop the red ball, which is a quota, right, in that scenario. And you're talking text message follow-ups, phone call follow-ups, email follow-ups, maybe a combination of all of those. Or maybe they said don't email me, text me, or don't text me, email me, or don't text or email me, just call me, right? Whatever the customer prefers, whatever they want, AI is going to give it to them. And it is going to be probably one of the best things that you invest in your business, is actually having that automation component. Which takes me to number 6, which is the omni-channel approach in terms of reaching out to your clients. Let's think of all the different ways you could reach out to your clients. You have phone calls, you have emails, you have text messages, you have, I don't know, smoke signals, right? I don't know. You have a ton of different ways to reach out to clients. Mainly phone, email, and text is going to be the main one. But we all fall into a trap, especially a lot of small business owners, but even larger businesses as well. There's things that fall in the gaps, right? And there's also things that customers specifically ask for that also fall in the gaps, and you don't adhere to them. And whatever that is, whoever is messing that up for that prospect or potential client, whatever you want to call them, what that does is it sets a bad example, or not necessarily a bad example, but it sets a bad impression for, hey, I told you not to call me and you're calling me again. So where AI is going to go in is it's going to say, hey, this person said they only want text messaging. We're only going to do text messaging. This person said they only want to do calls. We're only going to do calls. And I think that is going to be probably one of the more beneficial ways, because the customer is going to tell you exactly how they want to be reached out to. They will. Now, for number 7, we have proactive customer engagement. So what does that mean? So for a small business, being able to drive repeat business is going to dramatically increase the bottom line of your business itself, right? Being able to automate it to the point where it's just mailbox money at the end of the day. That's really what it comes down to. It's going to be repeat business, word of mouth referrals, and being able to engage with your customers and saying, hey, we have a promotion today where if you refer 2 of your whoever to come in and buy a lemonade from us, we'll give you a free lemonade, right? Or something along the lines of that. Have some sort of proactive customer engagement. AI is going to be able to do all of that for you. Not only that, but it's still going to be able to do the sales outbound follow-up with all the omni-channel stuff that we went over earlier. And for number 8, we have real-time sentiment analysis. One of the really cool things that Air has is the ability to take notes, and you can also tell the AI what kind of notes that you want to take. And so being able to understand the emotions and the satisfaction in real time, and being able to improve on those, and essentially just dotting the I's and crossing the T's when it comes to customer engagement. So for example, if the AI messes up on one thing and you go back and you fix it, or the AI fixes itself, well, you're not going to have that scenario ever again, because with AI, you only have to tell it once and it's going to fix itself. So I think from just a customer satisfaction standpoint, this is going to be massive as well. Now, with number 10, I find it really interesting being proactive customer support. So you have 24-hour, 24/7 customer support. Then you have proactive customer support. And the way I see the proactive side of things being is, let's say you have like a downed website, or you have some downtime that you have to do for updates, or something happens within the business that you know is going to affect things. Like, for example, I see hacks with companies skyrocketing, right? With cybersecurity and all of that stuff being on the rise, hacks is right up there too. And so, for example, let's say if something were to happen with consumers nowadays, you end up getting a letter in the mail, and you don't know until maybe a month or two later that it even happened. You don't know what happened. You don't know what's gone or anything like that. Imagine if something were to happen and you were immediately able to notify your clients about what happened and be able to proactively, I guess, prevent any sort of negative feedback from your clients as far as not being up to snuff with saying, hey, this happened, we're fixing it, this is how we're fixing it, we just wanted to let you know. And I think that's going to go a really long way with your clients. Number 11, no more missed calls. How many missed calls have you had in your business? How many times have you had a person leave you a message saying, hey, I'm interested in getting a fence quote. I'm interested in getting an artificial turf quote. Can you call me back? And you don't call them back until the next day. And then by the time you call them back, they say, oh, I'm sorry. I talked to someone else who had AI calling and they actually got me an estimate, right? Maybe not AI, but they definitely got another estimate. So no more missed calls and no more lost business. You can set this up to be extremely customizable, which brings me to number 12, being extremely customizable. So let's say that you're using Go High Level, for example, and you want to set up a way for calling, texting, emailing. You could even add in a direct mail piece, like a physical mail piece, or anything for that matter, and be able to set it up in such a way where you're just constantly dripping on these people and just super, like, however they want to be followed up with, right? That goes back into the talking to the customer or contacting the customer the way that they want to be contacted. And I have a feeling that AI insights are going to be coming as well, that are going to show you essentially how or what people like, and give you insights as to what sort of, for example, there's a company out there that gives away free Yetis and free Apple AirTags if you do a demo with their company. And maybe an AirTag or a Yeti isn't the way to go when it comes to that. Maybe if you have 5 people who are potential prospects, maybe prospect 1 and 2 like Yeti, and prospect 3 and 4 like the AirTag, but the 5th prospect, maybe they like Beanie Babies. I don't know, right? And be able to send out gifts based on what that person is interested in. I think that's going to drive a lot more engagement with the people as well. So customization is going to be huge. And I think also to think about how easy it would be to set up. The ease of setup is going to be massive as well. And that is also what Air has set up as well. So if you go into Air, you can get started in as little as an hour if you know what you're doing, which some people don't know what they're doing. A lot of people don't when it comes to, just any new platform that they go on to. Even when Facebook changes something on like a Facebook ad inside of Meta, and there's a new setting that moves something that was in one place into another. Google is even really bad about this. There's a lot of companies that are bad about making changes to where you have to go and you have to find things again. And so being easy to set up, it is fairly simple to set up, but there are some tweaks that you may need to know. And if you feel like, hey, I can set it up, it is easy, but I don't really feel like doing it, you can always reach out to an agency like us and we'll be happy to help you set up all of that. The other thing is, the AI is always professional. Have you ever had a front desk person that had a bad day? Have you ever had a bad day and you just didn't feel like talking to people? I know I've had a couple days where I've been on demos all day from 9 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. And by the time I get to the 8:30 p.m., it's like, hey, do you want to do this or not? And it's like, I'm tired. I don't feel like talking anymore. It's like, hey, this is what the facts are. Here's the good, here's the bad. Do you want to do it? Do you not want to do it? And there's really no rapport built. And so the AI is always going to be professional and set up exactly the way that you have it set up specific to your business, but communicates to your prospects the way they want to be communicated. So if they're talking super high energy, the AI is going to match the super high energy. If they're talking low energy, the Air.Ai in particular will match that lower tone and be able to talk to that person at the same tone that they're doing it in. So it's really interesting stuff about tonalities and being able to match all of that. And for number 15, we have scaling. How easy can you scale your business right now? If you had an influx of leads that came in, and this is a big issue. This actually happened with a client of ours, but before AI was even implemented. But what if you get 327 leads in 72 hours? How are you going to call all those people? How fast can you scale up? How many people would it take to handle? I don't know how many leads that is a day. What is that? Divided by 3. How many people would you need to hire to handle 109 leads a day? Let's just say it's an 8-hour workday. Divide that by 8. That means that they're needing to have almost 14 conversations an hour to handle all of those leads, right? People who truly want your service. People who said, "Hey, here's all of my information. I know I'm going to talk to AI or whoever. I want information." How are you going to be able to scale up? If you're running a phone, or not, I always say phone, but if you're running a TV commercial, if you're running a radio ad, you can't necessarily gauge how much traffic you're going to get from that. So how can you scale up from that? How can you prepare for that? AI is going to be able to infinitely scale your business with very little effort and money, which is going to be huge, because if you invest, let's just take the average salary for an employee. So we go average salary for USA. The average salary in the United States as of 2023 is $59,428, right? So about $5,000 a month, roughly. So if you're having to spend $5,000 a month on one employee, what if you spent $1,000 a month or $800 a month to do the work of 100,000 employees or however many employees? It would be worth it. And that's where scaling comes into play. And so if this is something that you find interesting, if this is something that you want to implement in your business, if you want to do AI calling, if you want to do AI texting, if you want to do AI emailing, AI reviews, those are things that we implement in our system. We also use Air.Ai from a calling perspective. So if you're interested, check out our demo. It's in the description of this video on YouTube. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section, like the video, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you on the demo. See ya.